In this video, we're going to create a way to know that we purchased an item. So currently, if we select an item, it handles the transaction, but it doesn't actually give our player anything. We have no logic that says to the player, hey, you collected something. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have a game manager. And specifically for this, if you wanted to add shop items or add anything to this, you're going to be able to extend this on your own. For instance, the Flame Sword and Boots of Flight, you can make it so that when you purchase that, you can increase the jump velocity. The Flame Sword, there's a different arc, and you can control maybe the damage amount of that. But for the keys to the castle, we just want to know if you have it or not, because that's going to be our win condition for when we reach the end of the level. It will then check, hey, do you have the key to the castle? This is the objective of the game, which is to get this key, and you'll have to find enough gems or watch a video ad to get more gems so that you can purchase that key to the castle. So let's go ahead and create a game manager, which is going to hold the state of the game, and it's going to know if you have that key. So think of it as like we're creating our win condition. So let's go ahead and create a new C# script, and let's call it game manager. Once you've done that, let's go ahead and create an empty game object to hold this on. So we're going to go to the hierarchy. We're going to create empty. And let's call this game manager. Once you've done that, select the game manager, and we're going to add our game manager script. Double click it, and we're going to turn this into a singleton so that we can easily access it and check when we need to. Let's go ahead and remove these. And within here, we're simply going to create our singleton. So we need an instance that's going to run along all classes. So it's going to be static. It's going to be of type game manager and underscore instance. We need to now return that instance using a property. So static game manager and capital instance, we're making a property. We're going to get the instance. We're going to check if it's null. So here, if the underscore instance is equal to null, then we want to break the program. So let's say debug.log error. Let's say game manager is null. So if it's not null, then we're just going to simply return the underscore instance. Okay. Once we've done that, we need void awake. And void awake is going to assign the instance. So underscore instance is going to equal this script. Once we have that, we are good to go. So from here, we're going to create a property basically that's going to say public bool, we'll say has key. So public bool has key, and we can say to castle. All right, we're going to just make it an auto property like this. So we can get the value and we can set the value. So has key to castle. Now when you purchase it, basically you're going to set that true. So inside our buy script, all right, which is our shop here, what happens when you buy that item? If player.diamonds is greater than current item cost, we're going to award the item. So here's where you would switch through the current items. So for this one, I'm only checking if it's the key, because that's the only one I really care about. But if I wanted to, I could do a switch through current item. And then similar to how you're assigning these values here, you would award the player those items. So here though, I'm just going to simply check for the key. So here we have if, and we're looking for if current selected item is equal to 2, and that is our key. So if current selected item equals 2, then we're going to say you purchased the key. So we're going to say game manager dot instance dot has key to castle equals true. Let's save that, and that's going to be our win condition. So now to test this out, we can select our game manager. We need to go into debug mode so we can see that property value. So if you go into debug, you can see here that we have a has key to castle bool that's false. And let's go ahead and now purchase that key to castle and see if it works. So I'm going to select the player. I need to increase the diamond count to 100. Let's go ahead and walk into the shop. Key to castle, make sure it's selected. Buy item. Remaining gems is 0. If I select our game manager, you'll see here that has key to castle is now true. So that wraps up our shop system, and I'll see you guys in the next video.